feel like right now?
Yeah, as I said in the back room, getting here was the easy part, you know. Now the hard part is to stay here. I'm glad I got this opportunity. I'm glad that I managed to get that W, and on top of that to get the contract, you know. My emotions still haven't settled in, you know, but it's going to take a couple of days.
Talk about the fight itself. As you said, a very, very tough individual. But, you know, I mean, you know, fights here have to be exciting. And not that the clinch isn't dangerous, but it's not always the most exciting. So how did you feel as the fight was playing out?
Well, I know Dana wants the finish, and that I'm the guy. If you look at my record, I have all the finishes, and this is my first decision on the biggest night of my life, you know. So that certainly wasn't good, but against a guy who's like tough like Teddy Ash, I can find another solution than to do dirty boxing in the clinch and, you know, try to wear him out, but he just kept coming, and that's it. I'm sorry for the maybe bad performance for you guys, but that's all I could do at the moment.
I was going to ask you, I mean, the expectations were, as you said, all finishes. So from the moment the fight ends to the moment you hear Dana say yes, do you think I screwed up, this isn't going to happen, or did you feel confident?
No, as soon as he started saying, I didn't like the fight, I don't like this, I don't like that, I knew that there was going to be a big but at the end. It always does, you know. You know, I'm aware of my record, you know, I've beaten real guys. I've beaten Alexander Popek, who was a contender like lackluster series before that, and Michel Pereira, and I've had tough fights, you know, and I believe I belong here, you know. This match was stylistically bad for me, you know, in terms of getting a finish, but, you know, I proved that I can deal with this adversity, and that that I'm tough, you know, that I can endure punches, you know. Teddy threw everything he got at me, and, you know, he's a heavy hitter, I'm going to tell you that.
Dana said maybe nerves, maybe the travel got to you. Did either one of those play a factor?
No, I had a fight in Japan like a year ago, like a year and a half ago, and I've been to long flights, you know, but the thing that maybe, I don't want to look for excuses or anything, but my head coach didn't get a visa, and my manager didn't get his visa, so I came here alone, and, you know, in my corner there was like two friends, you know, I used to train with them. Didn't have a corner, you know, didn't have my coach who was with me my whole sports career, and that has a huge impact on me. But as I said, I don't want to look for excuses. It is what it is. I think that in the long run, this decision win is good for me. You know, to face this at this point, it's good for me.
Yeah. Lastly, for me, an ideal scenario. How do you make a UFC debut? Do you want it to be in Europe, or do you like fighting here in the States? I mean, what do you think makes sense?
I like Vegas a lot, you know, especially the Performance Institute. That's a mind blower. I can't even describe how good it is in words, you know. But I'm done. I'm game for everything, you know. We can do Europe, we can do States. I'm cool with everything. I like to. It's interesting to me to travel to see new places, but, you know, Vegas is also awesome because all the greatest combatants have competed here, and it's an honor to be a part of that as well. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for it.
You mentioned that he's got really heavy hands, and it seemed like do you feel like the defensive work that he was doing in the clinch might have worn his arms out? Because I felt like as the fight went on, he lost a lot of pop in his punches.
Yeah, maybe he did lost some pump, you know, the pops in his punches, but they were still heavy hands. You know, there's not much of his fights on the internet, but we bought a couple of fights from fight site or something like that. I was looking at his fights. He went to the 4 rounds, 5 rounds, multiple times against big guys, bigger, stronger guys than me. You know, so it was definitely not my gameplay on my workouts and everything, and with my coaches to wear him out with wrestling. We never did that, you know. And so this was like improvisation in this time, because honestly I never faced no one with such endurance, with such, you know, I throw a jab, he hits it and come forward, swings, you know. So that was really tough, and I don't want to get KO'd in front of Dana. So I was going for a safest way for me.
So in other words, when y'all would meet in the middle initially and during the striking, you felt like he was getting the better of the exchanges, so best to stifle him and
not that much. I definitely saw every one of his punches. They weren't slow, but I managed to roll with almost every punch, and I definitely felt like I have a big speed advantage over him. But he just kept coming. I punch and he comes closer, and that's bad distance for me, because then he can lay his heavy right hand or heavy left hook on me, and I don't want that, so I had to wrestle.
Yeah, there was a few of those wild exchanges where you had a lot of good head movement, a lot of rolling, like you said, but he got a few of them through. And I was like, man, either his punches, just his arms are so full of blood that he doesn't have the same pop and the power, or your chin is just granite, or maybe a little both.
I believe my lightness on the feet has lots to do with it. I'm not on my heels, and when the punch lands, my chin would absorb everything. So I'm light on my feet. I roll with the punches. I think that had the big influence in that. Teddy knocked out lots of bigger guys, like heavyweights, who are a lot taller, stronger than me. He KO'd them cold. But I think that it was my lightness on the feet, and as I said, I saw his punches. I was aware. I was conscious, and I think that's the reason.
Do you get hit with anything that just really rocked you?
No, I got clipped a couple of times, but it wasn't like a knockout blow. It definitely hurt for a moment, but it wasn't a knockout blow. It's not something that I can take 10, 20 of those punches. I was just worried not to get a cut, so lose because of doctor stoppage or something. That was my personal biggest. I was thinking about that the most.
You had him against the cage quite a bit during that fight, and it didn't seem like he was trying to get off the cage. Maybe he was, but you were kind of holding him there. Did you feel that he was fighting to try to turn that at all? Yeah,
he definitely was trying to land some elbows, but I recognized that, so I had my right arm up against his elbow all the time, so he don't cut me or anything. And with my other arm, I had the underhook, so I tried to keep him on the cage. I definitely saw him trying to get away, but as soon as he lets go of my arm, I do the body work. So dirty boxing definitely helped me a lot in this fight. I think that made the difference.
Have you ever had a fight like this where you're just even in amateur ranks where you're just dirty boxing?
I did have a couple of decision wins, 2 of the decision wins in my amateur career, but nothing like this. I've never faced a guy tough as that in my sports career, period.
Yeah, it seemed like you were, size-wise and reach and everything, you guys were matched up almost exactly. Have you, how did that feel just going up against somebody that it almost seemed like a mirror image of you at times, the way you guys
even
were
haircuts.
Yeah, the haircut. A few more cats on his side, but
Sure thing. Yeah, it was a good matchup, but as I said, stylistically for me, that was bad because he was closing the distance all the time, pushing in and trying to lay like a overhand right or left on me, but that's the reason I had to push him against the cage.
And they can't all be finishes like your record showed, so I'm sure there has to be a little confidence boost that you can go 15 hard minutes, you can headline.
Yeah, honestly, I did think of that. How will I behave in deeper waters? When I go to the late second, late third round, I definitely was thinking about that. But now I know I can do it 3 rounds, full pace. This wasn't an easy fight, and Teddy is as I said, respect to that guy. Hats off. Definitely the toughest guy I fought him. I've ever fought, and I'm pretty sure that he gonna get to the UFC one day, definitely.
What's your plans after tonight? Are you headed back, back home, or you got some things while you're here?
Well, first gonna take a shower, rest a little bit, and then we're gonna go celebrate. Me and my corner. As I said, my coaches weren't here, but my friends came. Nikola came from Serbia, Vuko came from New York, and they both, you know, I'm very grateful they came. We're gonna go celebrate a little bit, and then tomorrow at 9:30, I think, in the evening, I'm going back to Serbia and celebrate with the rest of the team.
Thanks, guys.